rank where the view is nothing less than phenomenal. For how I express and project from my abdominal. The only view better, both my daddy and my mama know. No living parents, my sons give me balance. My wife is my serenity, this mic is my identity. The world is foul enough, that's why I write without obscenities. Provoking danger with broken language and spoken anguish. Begging to get hurt, why would you ask to go through changes? Yes, Lord, life's a chessboard, master the angles. Control the tempo, be the one who holds the info. Acknowledge is just as deadly as machete swings. When spoken, the truth is as potent as that Medellin. While others swear the style is free, I just let it ring. Our time is undervalued, soldiers make us better kings. My fans on my shoulder, reaching after better things. Today I take the shot, for them I'd rather set the screen.
My mama told me follow my dreams. My daddy told me get it by any means. Stand tall, make him bow to a king. But I've evolved, you can see the resolve. Look in my eyes when you speaking to God.
Life and for those who we caught up in using what I was taught with the muse. I guess they call it proving I'm more than an artist. Penciling out my darkest while stenciling out a harvest. And storing what gets me from A to B, just like garages. Instrumental with collages. Envision what I've been drawing. Broadway to give you rhythm like the great Lena Home. So bent on, found comfort in the storm. Find peace and on when you see them others perform. Organized chaos, I'll cast it like hey ya.
Yo, party people in the place to be. What's good? It's your main man, Uncle Freezy in the building. What's good? What's good? What's good? Y'all want this party started right? Y'all want this party started quickly, right? Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Let's go. Let's go. What's good, party people? Frank Matos is in the building. The Morocco Joe. What's good? What's good? What's good? What's good? Miss Geraldine, how you doing? Mr. Vince is in the building. Jason Martino, what's good, man? How y'all doing out there? Man, it's good to see y'all, man. Good to be with y'all, man. Good to see y'all. Good to see y'all. So the Knicks and Jazz are back at it, huh? The New York Knicks and the Utah Jazz are back at it with the Donovan Mitchell back and forth, kind of like the old cameo song, back and forth, right? So what do we believe in? Yo, Frank Matos is like, yo, get that energy up, yo, for real, get that energy all the way up. Jay Busby in the building. Will Salkin, what's good? Will Salkin says, hey, the draft was fun to watch. Yeah, man. These guys, everybody is so smart, right? Hey, Lenny, what's good? I see you. Lenny Ferraris is in the building. Yeah, man. The draft was fun. You know what I mean? The draft was fun. That was a cool thing to do. King Poppy, what's good? What's good, bro? I see you. The draft was fun. The draft was fun, man. We did that, man. It was cool. That's just a little something to do during the summertime, man. Since it's a little slower with the Knicks news, it's just something, you know what I'm saying, to keep the party going. You know what I mean? But yeah, this Donovan Mitchell thing. Shams says, yeah, JJ, more Donovan Mitchell talk. Is it? Yeah, I know, man. I know. But I mean, but listen, like for every guy like JJ and myself, there are like 70 people like, Uncle Freezy, why you ain't JJ talking about Donovan Mitchell? So okay, let's talk Donovan Mitchell, man. Let's talk Donovan Mitchell. The other night, I guess it was last night, I was like, yo, either you're gonna do it or you're not. You know, I listen, man. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I'm very intrigued. And listen, this is my opinion, right? This is my opinion, right? I think a couple of these young Knicks players are poised to break out and have great seasons, right? I think Emmanuel Quickly is poised to have a breakout season. Right? I think IQ was one of them. We did a breakdown. We did a young core breakdown of Emmanuel Quickly. Like, what did it take for Emmanuel Quickly to break out and become a great player? Right? And it doesn't take as much as what people think. It does not take as much for Emmanuel Quickly to break out as what people think. I think sometimes the kid gets a bad rap on such things as sharing the basketball. Well, his assist percentage is 24.6. That's good. That's good for what people want him to do. They want him to be a Lou Williams style player. Nah, not when your assist percentage is 24.6. You're beyond that. You're beyond what, in my opinion, you're beyond what the Knicks need off the bench. Now, here's the other thing too, though, that goes along with that. Just because your assist percentage is 24.6 doesn't mean that we can settle for inefficient shooting in 38% from the floor, 34% from three. That's not efficient. Yeah, Miss Geraldine, I'm with you. But for everybody, for instance, okay, my thing with Donovan Mitchell is this, right? My thing is crap or get off the pot. I want Donovan Mitchell, yes. But nah, not all summer long, man. Y'all remember, man. Adams Noah was good. Yeah, man. No energy in Atlanta for the Mets either. No energy for the Mets either. Yeah, yeah. And so I mentioned a couple of weeks ago that fans don't like a slow burn. We don't like a slow burn. And y'all know what a slow burn is? When you drag something out forever. Because by the time you get it, it's like, you don't wait it so long, you don't even appreciate it no more. Right? And so there is for all Knicks fans that are saying the Donovan Mitchell thing is taking too long. I don't want to hear about this stuff, man. Why we always talk about Donovan Mitchell? There are about 70 to 1 fans that are intrigued by Donovan Mitchell. Right? I promise you. I promise you. I do things like I look at thumbnails and all that stuff and views and all that stuff when I put a young core thumbnail up, right? When I put like a young core thumbnail up, I get about somewhere between 60 and 80 concurrent views. When I put a Donovan Mitchell thumbnail up, we get somewhere between 120 and 200. It's just part of it. It's just part of it, y'all. Knicks fans, people around the world want to hear about Donovan Mitchell and the Knicks. It's just what it is. Quiet Money is in the building. Quiet Money says, I think I found out what the holdup may be. The players that Utah received in the Gobert trade can be traded until August 31st. That would explain the wait period. I think that is exactly the case. Man, people are hitting me up all the time like, yo, the trade is going to be announced on August 31st. The trade is going to be announced August 31st. I get that a lot. And these are people I don't know. No, I'm not going to sit here and lie to you and act like I have some inside source with some organization. And nah, I don't. I'm just a Joe. I'm just a Joe, just like y'all. There's the average person, right? But the thing about it is people hit me up and say, hey, man, you know, keep an eye on such and such, August 31st. And I'm like, okay, all right. Now, would I rather talk about the would I rather talk to you guys about the emergence of Emmanuel Quickly? Yes. Pretty much. With that said, if some of these young kids had to go to get Donovan Mitchell, I'm okay with that. And I know that sounds like a contradiction, but it's not. Well, what I'm saying is I want you guys to think about the true value of what I'm saying. I'm excited for the kids, but if it takes 2 or 3 of them kids to get Donovan Mitchell, c'est la vie. David L says we will have a better backcourt than most teams. Yeah. Almighty Finesse is in the building. What's good? Almighty Finesse says there's no point in talking about Donovan Mitchell. Yeah. Right. Yep. That's what Almighty Finesse, but that's what you say though. Like it's about a minority of. Now listen, I'm not saying that I don't want Donovan Mitchell. What I'm saying is I'm just tired of the fake Donovan Mitchell news. I'm tired of the slow burn. That's what I'm tired of. Right? I'm not tired of Donovan Mitchell himself. I don't have nothing against Donovan Mitchell. I like Spider Mitchell. I want him to be a Knick. But I don't like this process that we're going through. This process that we're going through sucks. Yep. Almighty Finesse, me and you too. Same stuff over and over. Every time we get to a point where ain't nothing happening, somebody somewhere will say something crazy like, yes, breaking news on Donovan Mitchell. And I like Spider Mitchell. And I like the young kids. Now, would I trade some of these young kids for Donovan Mitchell? Yes. Right? But that doesn't mean I don't like the kids. Do I feel like we overrate the kids? Yes. I feel like we overrate these kids sometimes because we look at what they could be based on what we see around the league, and we don't look at numbers. Like when we did the breakdown of numbers on Emmanuel Quickly, 38% from the field, 34% from 3, 88% from the free throw line, 24.6 assist percentage. When you talk about stuff like that, you're like, okay, this dude has room for improvement. Jeremy Maynard is in the building. What's good? What's good, boss? What's good with you? AG says, so Knicks and Jazz back at it with discussion. The question is Jazz going to ask for same players, IQ, Grimes, Cam, RJ, and draft picks to give us Donovan Mitchell? That's the question. And that's a very good question. Are we going to re-engage at the same point where we left off at? And David L says, man, you can't keep all the kids. And I agree. I agree. I agree with you. Hey, Jeremy Maynard, man, listen. My blood sugar had been running high for like 10 days. And I was just taking insulin, trying to get it down. And I just couldn't get it down, man. That's why I missed a couple of those Knicks morning drives, man, because my body was just like so tired. I was trying to move around, and I was just like, so you know how it is, bro. Sometimes you just gotta call it, take care of yourself, get back at it, man. Do the right thing. Almighty Finesse says, our young core is a bunch of ham sandwiches. I would say this. I would say this when it comes to the ham sandwich description of the kids. There is talent in this young core, right? RJ Barrett is talented. He's my favorite Knick, right? Right? But RJ Barrett has flaws. And before we anoint him as the next great such and such and such and such, we need to realize we need to realize that RJ Barrett has flaws. Right? RJ Barrett has flaws. Emmanuel Quickly has flaws. Obi Toppin has flaws. Quentin Grimes has flaws. Cam Reddish has flaws. Right? We need to understand what it is that we have, and if we could trade a few of these flawed young players for a young dynamic shooting guard, do it. But just don't take forever. Kerry Cox is in the building. Obi, Cam, McBride, Fournier, D-Rose are the only players I'm willing to give up. Obi? Mr. Cox, you willing to give up Obi? And I think I know you too. I think I know you from somewhere. That name sounds familiar. I think I know you from somewhere. Mr. Cox, if you are from New Jersey, I think I know you. Mr. Cox, if you're from New Jersey, I think I know you personally. And if you're not, then never mind. If you're not from New Jersey, then I know somebody that kind of look like you a little bit with a similar name. Yo, Almighty Finesse says, yo, get Obi and Randle out of here. Yo, Finesse, come on, easy, bro. Just get him out of here. You just want to get him out of here? You just want to get him out of here? Man, Mr. Cox, did you just say Patterson? Yeah, that might be it. That might be it right there. That might be it. Because my what happened is I think it was around 85, maybe 84, 85. We used to go to Patterson during the summer because I got aunts that live over there that we didn't know about. We didn't know we had aunties in Patterson. And so we used to go to, this was during the 80s though. I might be mistaken, man. This might be a little bit before your time. But yeah, man, we used to go to Patterson. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. JJ says, I want to start all over. What do you mean? You want to start from scratch with the young core? JJ, you say you want to start from scratch? You want to start from scratch? That's crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy. You want to blow it up and start all over from scratch? I don't know, bro. I don't know. That's crazy. And Almighty Finesse is saying, Almighty Finesse, you co-signing that? Almighty Finesse, you co-signing that, bro? Come on, man. Come on, dog. Come on, dog. We can't be co-signing that. We can't be co-signing blow it up to the studs. You saying start all over from the beginning, from scratch? Nah, B. Come on, bro. Nah, let's not do that. Man, are you serious? You want to start all over. This Knicks Young call, start all over from scratch. RC Creative was good. Oh, man. Spicy P and OG for Obi, Cam. And our first, oh, man. Neville Humphreys is in the building. What's good? Salute, salute, salute. Neville Humphreys, what's good? Now, I feel y'all on the draft is going to be good next year, right? But, bro, come on. You talking about starting all over from scratch? From scratch? Oh, God, dog. No, not Chuck Allen, too. No, man, come on. Come on, bro. Nah, man. Oh, Lord have mercy. It must be something in the water. JJ says, yes, why not? What do we really have here? I understand. But we got quickly, bro. We got quickly RJ and Obi. And so Adam G says, Freezy, Obi, Randle, and Fournier got to go every time Obi comes on the floor. He always be standing in the corner to shoot threes. He is not consistent with three-point shots. Dang, bro. Neville Humphrey says, if they are all ham sandwiches, we can get rid of them anytime. Okay, that's smart, and that makes sense. But I don't believe they're all ham sandwiches, man. Are y'all frustrated because the Knicks lost to a summer league team? I mean, to a pro-am team. Is that where the frustration comes from? Does the frustration come from the fact that the Knicks lose to a pro-am team? And Chuck Allen says that means you have a little something, but really nothing. And Will Salker says last season was the frustration. David L., I agree with you, bro. This is, see, now we talking. Now we talking. Because if you want to turn this thing around, let's fix some stuff. Let's approach this team as if it's a fixer-upper, right? And not a new construction. Right? Is this team a fixer-upper or a new construction? I think we should approach it as a fixer-upper. DJ says fix the coach. So that's the answer. Fix the coach. Fix the coach. And Will Salkin, hey man, I appreciate you too. Will Salkin, you know what I'm saying, you know what I'm saying, part of the family. Will Salkin says, everyone kind of regressed last season. RJ was 40% from three the year before. And I agree with you, man. Everybody dropped off. And Mr. Cox says, help the free throws improvement would be huge. Yes, I agree. And Knicks for Life says, no superstar prospect is on the roster. Now that I agree with. Right? That I agree with. There is no 20-year-old Kobe Bryant on the roster. There is no 22-year-old Michael Jordan on the roster. There is no 22-year-old Scottie Pippen on the roster. There is no 21-year-old Tracy McGrady, right, on the roster. There is no 22-year-old Allen Iverson on the roster. There is no 23-year-old Derrick Rose on the roster, right? Right? Heavy C is in the building. Was good. I don't see a 24-year-old Vince Carter on this roster. I don't see a 24-year-old Dirk Nowitzki on the roster. There is no 21-year-old Luka Doncic. There is no 22-year-old Trae Young. Right? Right? Adam G with the fire. Adam G with the fire says, yo, the Knicks got Jalen Brunson. If Leon Rose don't bring in another player like Donovan, I don't see the Knicks team making the playoffs. Adam G with the fire. Hey, and I don't even know what to say to that because I feel like you're right. I don't even know what to say to that. I just got to let it sit. I just got to let it sit there. Because what else can you say after somebody make a point like that? You know what I'm saying? Like my man just said, listen. My man just kept it real. He was like, yo, the Knicks got Brunson. If Leon Rose don't bring in another player like Spider, I don't see the Knicks making the playoffs. That's fire. What else can you say after that? Nothing. Bim. Bim. That's all you can say after that. When somebody say something, do something, say something that's so dope, and you can't say nothing after it, just bim. Thugger is in the building. Knicks for Life says the worst thing we can do is get capped out with mediocre roster, no flex ability. Recession Proof says we need to put Cam Reddish to the test and see if he's really what we think he is. I agree. I agree with you. I agree with y'all, man. No lie. I ain't even gonna hold you. You know what I'm saying? It's one of them things. Let me put this thing in here in the chat, right? Right? We got to see what we got in Cam Reddish. We got to put him to the test. And not a long test either. If we're going to give you a shot, you're going to get your shot. If you don't do nothing, you out of here. Sorry. Sorry, not sorry. Give you a shot. Give Cam Reddish about 50 games. He don't show nothing. C'est la vie. And if he get hurt, sorry, not sorry. Adam G says you saw Cam Reddish in the gym shooting around. Yeah, I saw that, man. But the only thing about summertime workout videos is that they're summertime workout videos. You know what I mean? We would like to have more. Like I would love to see a video of Cam Reddish destroying Kevin Durant in a one-on-one workout, but it's not happening. So all we have to go by is and DJ says, is Cam gonna get a fair shake? Can he break the rotation knowing how Tibbs is? I mean, I don't know. None of us do. And then it's not even, think about the question. Think about the question, right? Is Cam going to get, okay, so first of all, get means opportunity. Get means opportunity, right? Let's break down the statement for what it is, right? I don't want to run off the rails with it, but let's give respect to what DJ asked me. DJ asked me a good question. I'm going to break it down. I mean, what? It is what it is. DJ, hey, great questions, bro. Great questions. Right? DJ said, listen, is Cam going to get? That means opportunity. Is Cam going to get an opportunity, right? And then he said, then furthermore, a fair shake. That means the question is asking if Cam Reddish is going to get a fair opportunity to prove who he is to us. And if he does, can he break the rotation? Oh boy. Gridlock. Gridlock is what he's saying. Is Cam Reddish going to get a fair opportunity? Right? What's up, boss?
What's going on?
Man, I'm chilling, bro. I'm chilling, bro. These questions is fire tonight, bro. These questions is fire tonight. Is Cam going to get a fair shake? Can he break the rotation knowing how Tibbs is? And basically what DJ is asking is Cam Reddish going to get a fair opportunity, a just opportunity to prove his worth? And if he does, can he break the gridlock, which is Tom Thibodeau's rotations that are notoriously known for not being fair?
I think Cam is going to get a fair shake at backup small forward.
Right.
Because it seems that RJ is going to be the starting small forward
Right.
if the roster stays exactly the same. So yeah, he'll get some playing time, but the kind of playing time that some think starter minutes, it's not going to happen.
Okay.
He's going to get minutes over RJ Barrett at small forward.
You asking me?
Yes, sir.
I don't know. I don't know. And the reason why I don't know is because I don't think Tibbs knows.
Okay.
Is Tom Thibodeau going to give anybody? Thank you, boss. Tom Thibodeau going to give anybody a fair shake, knowing that he is on shaky ground. This right here may be a make or break season for Tom Thibodeau.
And what do you think Tom Thibodeau does when the pressure is on? Try something new or fall back into old habits?
He does what most humans do. He reverts back into what's safe for him, the easy thing.
Okay.
He reverts back into the thing that makes him safe, makes him feel safe. RC Creative, thank you for the generous contribution. RC Creative says, "Yo, that's the hybrid poster. Look at RC. I see you. RC got the hybrid thumbnail up there. Yo, man, make sure y'all check out Hybrid by RC Creative.
Yes, sir.
Yo, we looking to do some major stuff, man. Once I get my act together." RC Creative says, "There's a theory that negative experiences and heartbreak fuel us. MJ Pistons, Kobe losing Shaq, Dubs to Cavs, Knicks team as a whole hadn't had that heartbreak. Fans, yes. Team, not yet. Another level." I understand where you're going. What kind of thing is that? Because I'm hoping it's not an injury. And thank you for that generous contribution, by the way. I'm hoping it's not an injury, right? We were hoping that losing to Atlanta in the playoffs was that, but here we are.
Yes.
Here we are. And so Julio Simone Perez says, what did I say? Perez. I have seen David Locke podcast, and it's interesting. He said Ainge prefers making the trade before training camp, and Rose, he thinks, prefers after training camp. That's interesting. That's interesting. Why would Rose prefer after training camp, though?
Maybe the thinking is he can assess his players and see which ones are really worth moving after, you know what I'm saying, a full off season, getting into training camp, possibly implementing a new offense or wrinkles in the offense, seeing what the defensive schemes are, where they're lacking. Being that we do have a lot of glut at positions, maybe seeing who's worth keeping for the possible trade. Maybe that's the thinking. I'm not sure.
Okay. Yo,
Get him.
yeah, that's my old dog. I can't teach him nothing, bro.
No.
That's my old dog. I can't teach him nothing, bro.
Gadsden, get him, Gadsden.
Yeah, let me.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Hey, so I understand where you're coming from, but I think we have to break this stuff down because yo, so this is, hey chat, this is my biggest critique for contributors, right? Like people like who they come, they'll say something like, and it'll be nice, and they'll say it in passing, like it's blasé. So I'm thinking about what Chuck said. I'm like, how you just say something like that, like it's light? I think we probably have to break it down.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like yeah. Like, cause it makes sense on more than one level. You feel me?
Okay.
Like for instance, just because we have a new addition doesn't mean that the new addition is gonna be what turns around the fortune of a franchise. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But hey, let me play on words. Like, if we have a new addition, doesn't mean we have a new addition to something we had been doing last year. Right? So just because we have a point guard that's maybe borderline all-star, does that mean he's going to improve the offense? The pick and roll that we ran the 7th most amount of times in the NBA. Right? Does it make that offense better? Well, it should, because even though we ran it a lot, doesn't mean we were good at it, right? Because honestly speaking, the we were the 28th most efficient team in terms of points per possession. You know what I mean? Just because we ran it a lot don't mean we were good at it.
Okay. So no, go ahead, finish.
Yeah, yeah, man. I was gonna say, man, I'm not, and when I question it, like when I speak to it, my thing is not skepticism from a critical. I guess it is critical. Like, it's not a skepticism from a critical perspective. It's a skepticism from a can I glean something from what was said type of position. Like, I just want to know. Like, does Jalen Brunson make the Knicks better because he makes a system better, or is it just for the personnel? Is it a chemistry thing, or is it all? Right? Or Chuck, or what about this? Would the offense get better organically because now you spend more time in the offense? It'll be the third year in a row that Julius Randle and RJ Barrett are in the same offense. So Adam G says, Cam in the gym, he was knocking down every bucket. We need to see Cam hit baskets in the game. Yeah, man, we need to see Cam. We need Cam to stay healthy for one and exert that energy. Cam need to bring that same energy to the court, to these 82 games. We need to see Cam in at least 75 games this year. If Cam doesn't play 75 games this year in a contract year, and if he's hurt but not injured, I think it's fair to question his heart. CAA Mafia says Jalen Brunson mindset can help turn this thing around. Yeah, I'm with you. But if you've ever seen an aircraft carrier make a U-turn, you know turning around is not a fast thing to do. KBL, what's good? How you been, brother? So KBL, so Chuck KBL says 26 minutes off the bench as the small forward, as the 3. But KBL, here's the thing. I want to. Is it just Cam at the 3, or do you want 26 minutes in total? Because I would be satisfied with 26 minutes total, with a mix of 3, 4, and 2.
Okay. 3, 4, and 2.
And some minutes at the 2. Yep. Because if RJ can play the 2,
right,
and limited athleticism, Cam Reddish 3 times, 4 times the athlete with better handles and better passing should be able to play the 2 also. Amani the Great was good. Shout out to my man Amani the Great. Was good. And so Amani says, I think you can't put too much into videos where he makes every shot they can cut and slice and make a video look great, look good. I'm with you on that. Wiz, what's good? Wiz says, wow, aircraft carrier making a U-turn. Great comparison. Yeah, man. I thought I saw King and G in here. I thought I saw the People's Champ. Champ, I thought I saw you in here. Champ, you in there somewhere? Let me put that joint up there, man, for King and G. And G Robinson was good. So what you thinking, Chuck?
I would like to see Cam perform better. I would like to see him healthy, like you said, especially in the contract year. If I'm smart, you know what? Even in that, now I'm thinking that maybe Rose wants to wait till after training camp because he knows he has to make a decision with 2 young guys who are up for maxes. One is the homegrown product, and then the other homegrown meaning we drafted him, and then the other we traded for. So maybe the things that we're hoping to see, the front office is hoping to see from these guys during training camp to better assess who can be in the trade or worth.
Okay. Doesn't that cause the asset value to fluctuate though?
Say that one more time. What?
Doesn't that cause the asset value to fluctuate?
It could, but if you're trying to make a fair assessment, right? Like you don't want to. You want to make the smart move, right?
Okay.
So what you're doing is evaluating before the sale to make sure, like you're not giving away something that if you give a little more time, it can blossom to something great for you. Cam's injuries and perceived lack of motor are the things that hold him back.
Okay.
Because we've seen the instances where he was getting, time down there in Atlanta, what he could do.
Right.
And I think that's what we're banking on as fans. We can get that version of Cam, those 30-point game Cams. We can get that guy on a consistent basis.
Right.
For us.
Right. I feel you. I feel you, right? But say you go to training camp, Cam Reddish is murdering everybody in training camp, and all of a sudden you want to keep him, right? Say you pull him out of the trade, right? How does that impact your negotiation with Utah now? All of a sudden you pulling Cam Reddish off the table. Doesn't that make Utah suspicious? Like, nah, you're not taking him out the deal.
Well, all they have to do is offer Cam a contract.
Smart.
And he's off the table. You know what I mean? Like, let's just say, and this is just hypothetical. These are just imaginary numbers for the conversation at hand. Let's just say they get in the training camp. He is having a monster training camp, right? He's opening eyes.
Right.
Thibodeau is like, oh, we got something here.
Right.
And then the Knicks immediately jump on, listen, we'll do 75 over 4. Right.
Whoa! Now. Easy, big fella.
I'm just, see, this is just for the topic of conversation. Like, this ain't real. This is just for us to have the conversation.
I feel you. I'm with you. I'm listening.
Or whatever the contract, what if they might say 50, 4 over 50, whatever the contract is to get him to stay. And now he's off the table. The Jazz they can't do anything. He can't be traded. Just the same way with the big men. All the big men have been signed recently, so they can't be a part of any deal.
Right.
Until close to the trade deadline, I believe.
Okay. So I think it is. Jeez. When is it's January? I think it is. Is it January, man? December 9th or something? You talking about for the guys that signed?
Right, the guys that just yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. Not sure, but what I am sure about is if Cam balls out in training camp and they offer him a contract, all the parties involved, right?
Mm-hmm.
Tibbs, now that you offer him money, Tibbs has got to play him.
Right.
Now that you rush to the table to give him a contract, the agent and the player is going to probably want more money, right? And it's going to inflate his market value to the Jazz, right? Because they're going to hear the rumors too. Because sometimes I think we forget as Knicks fans that we are not the only ones that hear rumors. Everybody does. Woj bombs don't just go strictly to Knicks fans. You know what I'm saying? And so, if everybody hear about this thing about Cam Reddish balling not in camp, the Jazz are going to be talking to Cam Reddish's guy like, well, they was only going to give you 24 minutes. You can come here and get 35 minutes and maybe be a potential franchise player, kind of like how Julius Randle did with the Knicks. And if you ball out, like you say, like, you know what I'm saying? If you ball out for these 2 months, like you look like the rumor has been saying, then we'll give you the money. It's a lot of stuff to take in, bro.
Okay. No, I can see all of that happening. I'm still thinking about the question that was asked before, the statement that was made before about Leon Rose preferring to wait after training camp. And so when we talked about the prospects of Cam Reddish on our squad and what we want to see from him going forward, particularly this year, I just kind of linked those two conversations together, saying like, okay, well, maybe they want to see, like, okay, in training camp, what he comes to training camp with. Because here's the thing, if he's not cracking the rotation after training camp, hang it up unless somebody gets injured. And that somebody get injured, more than likely, unfortunately, we don't want to happen, RJ Barrett.
Okay.
Because that means Quentin Grimes is ahead of him, Emmanuel Quigley is ahead of him. Who else? Derrick Rose is ahead of him.
That means everybody, bro. Just like everybody.
So there's no need to keep that kind of guy around and have to pay them, you know.
You just made this thing complicated, bro. Because what if he's not the only guy? So Adam G says Jalen Brunson can't lead this team to the playoffs by himself. No way the front office. No way. The front office needs to bring in another player or two. And I think that may be where they're at, considering what resources they have available to them. Right?
Right.
Right. And so Mr. Cox says, man, you gotta move Fournier. So do you have to move Fournier in order for this Cam Reddish scenario that Chuck Allen mentioned to happen?
Yes.
Ooh. Chuck, did you just say yes?
I said yes. Because Fournier is going to start regardless of how we feel about it. So if he's starting at the 2, that means RJ's at the 3 for sure.
Okay.
And if Fournier gets hurt, I believe it's going to be a combination of Emmanuel Quigley and Quentin Grimes again at the 2. I think they're firm with RJ being the 3 because they keep bringing in shooting guards.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it was one point to talk, yo, we need to get a small forward in here, starting small forward, and we keep seeing shooting guards being brought in. So either they feel these guards can play small forward. I doubt Emmanuel Quigley can. Quentin Grimes, some threes.
Wait. So this is the thing, because I've been listening to you the whole time, and what I'm trying to figure out is how are we assuming that one planet in the solar system is not going to impact another planet in the solar system, so to speak? If you understand where I'm coming from, like, so say if Cam Reddish breaks out and starts balling out of control, how does that not impact Quentin Grimes in a practical sense and in a future projection sense? Because think about it. So if Grimes is guarding Reddish in practice and Reddish is balling, that means he's destroying Grimes.
Yes.
Right? So how do we judge what Grimes can do based off the scenario, and what does that mean for RJ? Right? And what does that do with how you fill out the rest of the roster with guys like Farron Hunt?
And that brings me to the training camp. After training camp, you get to find out like what pieces work, who's showing up, who needs to be moved because they don't fit or doesn't work with what we're trying to do. It doesn't mean that they're a bad player. It's just that they're not going to be productive in what we're trying to do.
All right. So what does that mean for Obi?
So that means Obi Toppin is going to continue coming off the bench. Like if Obi is what a lot of people project him to be, then he takes that spot from Julius Randle. And we can say, yo, about the time, if he can't do this in this amount of time, well, go look at the Joker's numbers. His first 2 seasons.
Yeah.
He came off the bench. And in the middle of the second season, they was like, nope, we've seen enough. You, sir, out of here. You, sir, starter, franchise guy.
Right.
So, for right now, Obi Toppin probably needs to be the greatest role player in the NBA. Like the guy that's gonna do a little bit of everything, so that he can that he can secure minutes, not just at the 4, but maybe small ball 5, maybe some 3, if you're going to play defense and rebound the basketball, because he's going to get his opportunity. Like, they're not going to run a bunch of plays for him.
Right.
But he can be effective with the chippies, cutting to the basket, things like that. So he has to make himself very effective in the minutes that he gets.
Okay. All right. Okay. All right. I see you. I see what you mean. What is Obi Toppin long term? Is he just that you just mentioned? Bunnies, chippies guy, energy guy.
Yes.
Leak out on the break guy.
Yes.
So, all right. So if he's just that, then why are we holding on?
I don't know.
Can we just go get that from anywhere?
Yes.
Is that a bodega sandwich? Is that a ham sandwich?
This is a sandwich from 7-Eleven that you got to peel the little plastic off. Got the little egg salad sandwich. That's what this is.
No. Obi Toppin, bro.
Obi Toppin is not Kenyon Martin, bro. And Kenyon Martin was the beast. Is he in the same league? Is he in the same category?
Is Kenyon Martin? No.
Would you put Kenyon Martin and Stat in the same category? Kenyon Martin and Amari Stoudemire?
No, I wouldn't. No.
I'd be happy if Obi can become Kenyon Martin. I'd be fine with that.
Me too.
I mean, if that's his ceiling, I'll try it.
But if that was his ceiling, we'd have seen it by now.
Yeah, I know. That's what I was thinking. Like at the age he came in, his time to prime should be quicker than it's been. It'd be different if he came in at 20, 21 and we were still waiting when he was 22, 23. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
He came in, what, 23, 24 already?
Yeah, 23. Ice water. What's good?
What's going on, Unc?
What up, Ice?
Hey, man, ain't nothing. How you doing, man?
Hey, what's going on, guys?
Ain't nothing. So we're trying to figure out what Obi Toppin is.
Trade bait.
Nah,
Nah,
you're killing me.
I mean, right now he is. He's gone if you want this Donovan thing to work because he's part of the deal, right?
Yeah.
So JJ, I guess JJ had an issue with the comparison of Amari Stoudemire and Kenyon Martin, saying two different players. One's a defender and one isn't. Right. And Obi's not offensively dominant like Amari Stoudemire, and he doesn't play defense like Kenyon Martin.
What does Obi do well?
Dunk between the legs.
Oh God! Come on,
no, I'm serious. What is it that you say? What's Obi's special?
He runs the floor well for a big,
but he's not really big.
I mean, he's 6'9".
6'8". I think he's closer to 6'7". But
yeah,
but
a lot of people think that he's 6'7" with shoes on. Yeah,
but I'm just saying he really doesn't have a specialty. You know, he's not. You know,
yeah. I mean, how he's built and the part of the game he does have, his jumper needs to be way better. Just because the way he's built, he ain't built for his game.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like the kind of game he playing is like he ain't Barkley.
No,
you know what I'm saying? He trying to play like Barkley early in his career before he got a shot. You know,
Barkley, man. I went to the Garden. I saw Barkley dunk on Bill Cartwright 7 times in the same game.
Yep.
In the same game.
I mean, I don't mean to, but like early in his career, like honestly, that's who Obi kind of reminds me of. Like, I mean, a cheap ghetto version, you know. But
not even, because Barkley came in as he had the reputation of being a rebounder.
A rebounder first.
Yeah, you're right.
That was what he did first.
And that's
I guess
not
I'm just thinking about it just as that overall athleticism, you know.
Are we down on Obi? Are we really down on Obi?
I mean, I'm only down on him because, like the point I was making before, like at the age he is, we should know what he is almost by now.
Because
you know,
okay, go ahead.
I'm sorry, Freeze. Go ahead.
No, go ahead, do your thing, man. Go ahead, rock.
No, I was just, you know, guys need to get better every year.
Mm-hmm.
You know, at something. You know, and Obi from his rookie year to now, he might have a little more confidence, but I don't see where he's gotten better.
Yeah, like you would think his rebounding would be better and his shooting would be better by now. If they were supposed to go up from his rookie year. Like those are the two big parts of his game that needs to step way up before we can count on him for real stuff. I mean, this is my opinion.
Like with RJ, you know, RJ has gotten better every year, but the fact that this guy still can't go right is annoying.
Yes.
You know, you've got this dude, Drew Hanlon, working with you every summer. That dude doesn't say let's work on you going to the right. at all.
But Ice Water, the thing about RJ is not can't go right, is he chooses not to a lot of the times. Because you don't have a ball handling specialist work with you since you're 16 years old. Because RJ and Drew Hamlin, this thing has since RJ was 16 years old. RJ is now 22. And if you can't go right after 6 years, you don't need to be playing basketball, bro.
But Freezy, I thought this was one of the jobs of the trainer to go, okay, what does this guy need to work on to really become a complete player, or something. And then you hear all of the criticism about he can't go right, and then you still just I don't got to do that. I just but
I mean, maybe
but is he
he
getting better every year? Yeah, he is getting better every year.
At what?
He's become a better scorer every year.
I'd say his confidence has gotten better. I mean, maybe he's a little too confident sometimes, but
his shot is way better than it was when he first came. It's leaps and bounds better. Now he's still
it was broken. Yeah, because Fizdale and Keith Smart broke it.
Yeah,
Keith Smart. Think about everybody that Keith Smart and David Fizdale touched. Think about their shot, right? Think about everybody's shot. Kevin Knox was drafted as a shooter. He went to Keith Smart and David Fizdale. Now Kevin Knox can't knock down shots. And by the time Kevin Knox gets with Tom Thibodeau, it's too late.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Kevin Knox was we were thinking Allen Houston. The dude wore number 20. Allen Houston used to walk around the facility with this dude. He reminded him so much of some of the things that he used to be able to do. 2 years with a bad coach. Those are the same dudes that RJ already struggled with his shot, and they made his shot even. Bro, Dennis Smith Jr.
I was just about to say that too.
Oh my God. Dennis Smith Jr. wasn't a terrible shooter. He was just streaky.
Bro.
But then he gets with David Fizdale.
Bro, I'll be honest with you. I thought Dennis Smith Jr. was going to be our answer there. The way I was feeling about him at first, bro, his abilities and stuff.
Right.
But then, like you said, all of a sudden, like, what the heck happened?
That was the first time I ever questioned Phil Jackson about anything, is when they took French Toast over Dennis Smith Jr.
Oh, yeah.
And I was just like,
over Malik Monk.
Yeah.
Think about even if we didn't sign Malik, at least Malik Monk would have contributed something.
Yeah.
That dude French Toast, man. That dude was just oh my God.
Awful. Frank Hive, stand up. The Frank Hive don't like to hear us talk trash about Frank. But Frank was absolutely garbage, and I was into Frank Hive too, by the way. I'm a reformed Frank Hiver.
Oh my God, that guy, man.
Bro, I liked him for about 5 minutes. And then I just started noticing things. I'm like, oh no.
And it's one of those things. Yo, what does he do well?
What does he do well?
Absolutely nothing. Like, you know what I'm saying? He can't check into the game good. Nothing. I just
y'all remember the spurt, and I'll never forget. I was getting ready to go to work. It was a Saturday night. The Knicks are playing the Pacers on ABC. And Victor Oladipo was hot as fish grease. And they brought Frank in the game, and Frank made this dude look bad on 3 straight possessions. And then Frank got hurt, and then Oladipo got hurt. Y'all remember that? It was a Saturday night game on ABC. Frank clamped up Oladipo for 3 straight possessions and left with a groin injury. And then Oladipo did something to his knee.
Freezy, I'm glad you brought that up. What was the deal with this dude's groin? It was every year.
Every year, all
Every
year long.
year, something was going on with that dude's groin. I was like, what the hell is going?
He was putting on and what it is he was putting
Too
on
many
too
croissants.
much weight too fast. Yeah, hey, coach, you ever seen the dudes and on like when we was playing football, dudes would be putting on too much weight too fast. I experienced that with boxing. And boxing, a dude the boxing coach wanted me to fight at 212, right? But I was 188. And so, man, I ate and I ate and I ate and I ate and I ate. And I was working out too, and I was getting bigger, right? And I kept the same, but I kept getting hurt.
That's when your joints and your muscle like, hey, wait a minute.
Yo, yeah. And then
we ain't used to all this extra stuff around here.
And then isolate. And then guess how much I weighed when I was getting hurt? 196. I put on 8 pounds and was getting hurt. So if you can imagine, you can only imagine how much I got hurt when I got to 206. By the time I got to 206, I couldn't keep because I had to dial back the way that I worked out. So my weight fluctuated from every month from 195 to 206, depending on the regimen. You know what I'm saying? Depending on the regimen, not what I ate, but how I worked out. Right? If we had like hydration was the thing that got me over 200 pounds. Right? Hydration, man, drink water. Man, I'm tired of water. Drink water. Man, I'm tired of water. I don't want to see water never again. Okay, drink this. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, yo, I don't ever want to see water again. Okay, just drink this right here, man. I promise. And I think that's the same thing that happened to Frank. Like, I think Frank put on too much. Because by the time Frank left, Frank looked like he was about 220. Did y'all notice that?
Yeah, he was noticeably bigger, but
Frank was jacked when he left, bro.
But for what though?
I don't know.
You know,
I mean,
I guess
know we got him kind of young.
I guess maybe those chicks in Long Island loved it, but you know,
well, you get that from that 20 to 22.
Yo, Freezy, that was the thing.
Man bump.
Freezy, that was the thing.
I know.
My cousin told me about it. I did not believe it, man. There was a section of chicks in the garden. This dude had his own fan club.
Yes, I know this. We talked about it on Twitter. Yo, we talked about it on Twitter. Yo, as a matter of fact, y'all hear about that Twitter thread on Twitter, the Knicks Hive? That's me, Free Keith, Chuck B, all of it. Because when we first started it, I was like, yo, you know what would be dope? We should take this conversation from Twitter and take it to YouTube, start a YouTube channel. And they laughed at me. They killed me in the thread for like 2 weeks. Every day, no lie. I wake up and I'm like, Uncle Freezy dumb self talking about taking this thing to YouTube, blah, 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 don't nobody. Yo, and there was like, yo, I guarantee you 20 people won't go and watch a thing about the Knicks 24. You talking about opening it up where anybody in Knicks universe can come and talk. Ain't nobody gonna do that.
Got
we are. Yeah, here we are, like 2 years later. Yeah, we coming up on 2 years. So yeah, man. But yeah, man, that thread, that Twitter thread, I think we started it before the Porzingis draft, right? Before the Porzingis draft, right? We thought they're talking about, you know, whatever. And then we draft Frank, and then we noticed the Frank hype is every time Frank did something good, it was just chicks. And we noticed the way that Frank was dressing. I was like, Frank don't dress like a dude. Frank don't dress like a guy. You know what I'm saying? Like Frank legit don't dress like a man. You know what I'm saying? like Coach, no lie. When me, you, one of these days, me, you, Ice Water, everybody, we're gonna meet up and y'all gonna see. Y'all be like, damn, Uncle Freezy, he ain't got dressed up. I am dressed up. You know what I'm saying? You know, because I'm a man. I'm a guy. Right.
Once I hit them 40s, bro, I'm laid back. I don't give a damn what I wear, bro. Right. T-shirt and basketball shorts and Crocs. I'm rocking it.
Right. Comfort.
Yeah, so that's it.
I didn't hit, but they're saying Obi is supposed to be part of this deal for Donovan Mitchell.
Yes.
I'm not mad at that at all. You know.
I mean, out of the youngins, he makes the most, right? As far as the money.
Well, I Freezy, I was told by somebody that the deal was being put on hold. And if I find out that this dude is lying to me, me and this dude is never going to speak again. But
Right.
I was told that the deal was being held up because there's a player that the Knicks want.
Okay.
That just got traded from
to Utah, right?
Right. It just got traded Utah from Minnesota.
Right.
And they had to wait 60 days. The league rule is that player couldn't be traded until 60 days after the trade.
Yeah, that's the Seppian rule or something.
I think it is, yeah.
No, the Stepien rule.
No, the Stepien
rule
rule
is
about draft picks.
I'm thinking of, I forget which one this one's called.
So and he wasn't sure which player it was, whether it was Beasley or what's this dude? What's the defensive guy? I forgot his name.
Pat Beverly.
Pat Beverly, yeah.
Yeah.
He wasn't sure whether it was either one of them. But I would much rather have I'm not a Pat Beverly guy.
See, that's it. So I heard something different. I heard the same thing, except it was a dude named the Vanderbilt kid.
I like him.
Yeah, so somebody DM'd me. And so I don't show the DMs because I think it's creepy. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I think there's like when somebody DM you, they kind of like messaging you in private. So, but yeah, man. So I heard it's Jared Vanderbilt.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie, that'd be a nice little extra get.
Yeah, man. And so Wisdom says rumor has it that Donovan doesn't want to play with Randle. I ain't seen that rumor nowhere yet.
Yeah, I don't believe that. Now it could be. I don't know. It could be. But I'm not mad at that either.
Man. Ideally, in my mind, the perfect situation. And I love Randle, by the way. In my mind, the perfect situation is Randle and a bunch of draft picks. No kids, no vets, just Randle. Send Randle to Utah, let him have his own team. Right? Get Randle out of New York, let him do his thing. Because for one, I think New Yorkers are doing him dirty. But two, the dude has the ability to be a very good NBA player, right? But I think that ultimately the perfect solution is Randle and a bunch of draft picks for Spider, and then that way you can keep Fournier and Rose and package them together in a separate deal, right? To clear cap space, or keep them and let them come off the books in free agency.
I mean, if they talk about Vanderbilt or one of them other guys for the money to work, it might be Randle and like Rose or Randle and Fournier or something.
I like Randle though, man. I like Randle.
I don't want Randle to leave, bro. I'll be honest with you.
I don't care one way or the other with Randle. Randle, Freezy, you're right. Randle is a good player. He is a really good player.
I mean, he's the perfect number 3.
But it's just that he's starting to become a little like Carmelo. When he gets the ball, it's kind of, you go, oh, come on, man. Everything just stops when he gets the ball.
Agreed.
Agreed.
But who's your point guard though? Right? Because if you say names like Elfrid Payton, Alec Burks, when you say names like that, if they were journeyman cast-off dudes somewhere else, and you're trying to get them to start at point guard for a playoff team, which we were before this season, then I understand what RJ and Randall's talking about.
So was Randall's ISO-ness a problem even when Rose was playing extended minutes with him?
Yeah, man, everybody touch it.
That's what I'm saying. Like when Rose was playing a lot, and I'm not saying he's the answer, but I'm saying when he quote unquote was the competent point guard, that Randle complaint wasn't happening.
Yeah, but when Kemba got there, I kind of figured, that would solve the Randle sticky ball issue.
Right. And it looked like it at first.
Well, Kemba was never a big assist guy.
That's true. That is true.
Right. But Kemba does. But even though Kemba was never a big assist guy, and I agree with Chuck on this, he did know how to initiate an offense, though.
Absolutely.
And so I think that's the line in the sand where Alec Burks can pass. He doesn't know how to. He's not an offensive initiator, right? And where RJ Barrett can initiate an offense, he can and won't pass, right? So you got all these things like this, all this incomplete stuff at the point, and then you're like, well, I tell you what, Randle, I know you were an all-star, but we're gonna make you the fourth option behind these dudes that are flawed.
I'm still a little weary about 2 6'1" guards, starting, but
why?
Yeah.
Not for real. Not seriously. Why?
I'm not that obsessed with the height, man, because they both play way bigger than they are.
But but they're talented, so it's not like one of them is okay and another guy. They're both talented players, so they'll figure it out.
Mitchell jumps out of the gym and he's got a 6'10" wingspan.
And the other dude plays bigger than.
Yeah, and he's strong as an ox.
Yeah. They're talented, so they'll figure it out.
Yeah, and then plus the rules are different. You can't hand check, right? And NBA guards don't post up anymore.
Yeah.
And they've been playing at that disadvantage for their whole basketball career, so they've already adjusted to that.
That too, and the rule that eliminates height on the perimeter is the landing area foul. You know how a jump shooter has to have a clear place to land?
Yeah.
Yeah, now that rule is in place, it don't matter if you can put a Manute Bol on the perimeter. There's only so much he can do to an offensive player.
But I'm just saying, if I'm an opposing coach, one of those guys is getting posted up the whole game.
Right.
One of them getting posted up.
Right. About who? Yeah. What guard do you have?
I'm getting one of them in foul trouble.
But what guard do you have that has post moves?
Yeah.
And what is Mitchell Robinson not going to be down there? Last I checked, he's going to be around the rim.
And coach, and you know what else? And here's the other thing too. That we have to consider: who's delivering the entry pass? Is it two guards on one side of the floor? Because if it is, then I'm trapping them on that side of the floor and making them throw long passes across the court or accurate passes to the other side of the floor all game. You know what I mean? Say for instance, we play. I have a team that started big guards and one that y'all familiar with. The Knicks. The Knicks started Alec Burks and Evan Fournier last year, right? Right. Okay. Say you're posting up Evan Fournier and Alec Burks is delivering the entry pass. And this is making me laugh inside of my head, by the way. This is making me giggle, right? Evan Fournier posted somebody, man, please. But anyway, just the thought of it, right? Evan Fournier is posting somebody up, right? Say he's posting up Marcus Smart, right? Right? Alec Burks is delivering the post entry pass. Why wouldn't I just trap it? Why wouldn't I just bring three guys and just trap it and make Alec Burks throw a long, accurate pass across the court to an open guy?
Alec Burks might be able to make that pass, but Fournier throwing passes out of the post, I don't see that.
Yeah, man. Yeah. You know, Atlanta did that to us when Reggie Bullock tried to post up Trae Young. Remember that? Reggie Bullock trying to post up Trae Young, and it's making me laugh too because I saw it in person. I saw it in State Farm Arena during Game 4. Man, bro.
And you know, Freezy, I was saying that. I was saying that when the series started. I was like, yo, you got to make that dude work so that he's, you know, not fresh on offense. And Reggie Bullock just couldn't. He just couldn't. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, man. Paris Duggar, what's good? What's up, boss? Paris Duggar in the building.
Yo.
Yeah, man. So what I'm saying, the thing with Donovan Mitchell and Jalen Brunson is for one, Jalen Brunson can't be guarded in the pick and roll, right? Not like that. Not in the open floor. He's too crafty. And I have a thing on the Patreon. Y'all check out the Patreon, man. The Blorange Tears, Knicks Patreon, right?
Yeah, I'm on it. I'm on it. I got to check it out. Yeah, I'm on it.
Yeah, man. Because we got the video up there, bro. We got the. Appreciate you too for your patronage, man. Appreciate that. That help us buy stuff, bro. And Lord knows we always trying to. But I appreciate you. But yeah, man. When you
buy
saw
my trophy from the draft. My bad.
Yeah, man. But the thing is, when you watch the Jalen Brunson, because there's a Kemba Walker. I think Kemba Walker is being guarded by Ish Smith, right? By the time Kemba Walker turns the corner, Ish Smith is already back in the play. So it was like the screen was for nothing. And then you watch Jalen Brunson and DeJounte Murray, right? DeJounte Murray slams into the screen so hard you can see he's hurt almost, right? Because what happened is Jalen Brunson didn't set him up with quickness. He set him up with craftiness. He jabbed at him and then jabbed away and crossed over and went around the screen. Right? So he hit Murray physically and then was going to go right and then crossed over and ran around the screen. Right? So Murray felt the physicality, right? And bucked up to the physicality, but did it straight into the big man. Wham! Set up. Punch, counter punch, like Hagler Hearns. Right? And then later on in the game, Brunson didn't jab step. He just went around the screen. And guess what Murray did? Murray looked for the screener.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like these things we didn't get these minute things, man, that point guards learn as point guards, right? It's the thing like with Kemba Walker. When I saw Kemba Walker couldn't get past Ish Smith, I was like, these dudes are the same size. And one dude got screened. How can you not get past Ish Smith? Ish Smith is a Smurf.
And a lot of people get posting someone up twisted. It ain't about height all the time posting up. Like it takes strength to back someone down and post them up.
Yeah, it's about strength. It's the reason why.
And honestly, I think if Brunson and Mitchell, I don't know if they ever had like a strength contest with all the guards in the league. Them two, they got to be in the top 10, bro. And I ain't just saying it because they both might be Knicks. So those are two strong young men.
Oh no, they definitely are. Yeah, they definitely are. But they're smart players too.
Right.
Very smart, very smart and crafty.
Yeah, like you don't. For people that complain about Brunson's height, how are you that efficient in the paint? You crafty and you strong. Period. You know.
What it is with Brunson and people don't recognize is Brunson is a threat in the paint.
Yeah.
Right. So that's the thing. Because think about this. If when you're big and you see Brunson turn the corner and head into the lane,
they have to respect.
The one thing you have to do is okay, where's my man and where's his man? Right? And the closer he gets and his man's not with him, now you have to either leave your man and contest or pace your man and let him shoot, right? So big men are rim protectors, so their first instinct is protect the rim, so they leave their man, and Jalen Brunson can hit Mitch with a wraparound pass and Mitch dunks.
Mm-hmm.
So you do that once, right? Then the same play happens, you run the same set, same result. Jalen Brunson's head to the paint. Now you're the big, you see him, so you know what you do is the big man? You go right back out there to Brunson and contest his shot, wrap around the Mitch and Mitch dunks. Right? And then the third time you see it, Jalen Brunson turns the corner, the defensive big man sees Brunson coming, right? He's like, man, if I leave my man, Mitch gonna dunk. And Brunson, you know, gets feet in the paint. Guess what the big man does? He goes to contest the shot because he has to. And Mitch gets to dunk. Yeah, and Mitch gets to dunk. So it's like one of those things, you put the guy in jeopardy so much, you put him in jeopardy so much that it threatens the defensive integrity of the opposing team. Now the thing is the coach, knowing his defense that he called isn't working. So now instead of the big man going out and to Brunson and Mitch being open, now the weak side defender is coming. He's going to tag Mitch. He's going to, as soon as he sees his big man lead, he's going to go put a hip on Mitch. But you know what that does? It creates the open three-pointer in the corner. Mm-hmm. Right? Because the weak side defender left his man in the corner to come body Mitch, right? Because you can't just keep giving up dunks. And now all of a sudden you have this thing where this offense works over it's the reason why teams run it 23% of the time of the game. Like the Knicks ran it I think the Utah Jazz might have been first in pick and roll. I think they were first in pick and roll possession. And guess who was one of their primary pick and roll ball handlers?
Well, Utah's been, that's been their
Paris
MO
dropping a
for
bomb up in
decades.
that, bro.
Yeah.
Oh,
and the funny thing is y'all know where the pick and roll started at, right? Or where it got famous at, right?
Where it got famous?
In Chicago with a dude named Jerry Sloan.
Jerry Sloan and Bob Love, those teams,
Yep. Jerry Sloan was a wild Jeff Hornacek looking dude, tough as nails, right? Mm-hmm. Undersized dude, tough as a man. Jerry Sloan was tough as a Waffle House steak, right? And then he gets to Utah. Yeah, man. And then he gets to Utah, right? And then he gets to Utah and finds a tough dude in Stockton, right? Mm-hmm. Stockton running what Bobby Knight want to run. Y'all know Bob Knight wanted to run the old motion offense with two bigs, right? Two big passing out of the pivot, one low post guy, cut down the middle, small forward running the baseline. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know what Bobby Knight wanted to run. And I'm saying this at Team USA. I know John Stockton went to Gonzaga. I know that. I'm talking about Team USA.
Yeah.
Bobby Knight was like, yo, this kid Stockton can play.
Yep.
Right? This kid Jordan can play. Yeah, I remember the 84 class played together for the Olympics, right? Everybody remember that. I remember that I think they cut Barkley.
They cut Barkley, yeah.
Barkley was fat, not in shape, and didn't want to be there. That Barkley crazy. But anyway, so now Sloan takes this offense to Utah and he gets Stockton and then finally gets his hand on his doppelganger and Jeff Hornacek, who had played for Philly. You remember him and Johnny Dawkins was the backcourt in Philly?
Right, that's right. I forgot about that.
And then they traded Hornacek to Hornacek was in Phoenix. Well, I think Hornacek? Which was
no. He was in Phoenix first.
Yeah, he was in Phoenix.
And then they traded him to Philly, right?
And then he went to Philly after Utah.
And for Barkley in the Barkley deal, right?
And you're right. You're right. Hornacek was the doppelganger for Sloan. He was Sloan's doppelganger. He just wasn't as tough as Sloan.
Nah, he wasn't tough as Sloan, bro. I think the only
But he
guard
can
I
hit
know
an open
toughest.
shot. He can play a little D though. You know.
Yeah, he was a better offensive player than Sloan, though.
Yeah, man. Yeah,
Hey,
man.
that team was. They were
Yeah,
tough.
and y'all remember, y'all know the Jerry Sloan doppelgangers, the Kelly Trapukas, the Jeff
Kelly,
Hornaceks.
Kelly
Yeah,
Trabuca.
y'all remember the perm. Y'all remember the perm. Y'all know the dudes.
Kiki
You know what I'm saying?
Vandaway.
Oh man,
Yeah, man.
Kelly Trapuka.
Yeah, man.
Trapuka.
Yeah, man. And so,
Oh,
but yeah, man. So
God.
that pick and roll offense, man. You know, a man
Them white
ran that thing
dudes
to
feel
a
like
key, and now all
San
teams want to run
Francisco.
it. All teams run the pick and roll because it's too hard for you to defend because it creates a off man mismatch all game. All game long, bro. It creates the mismatch.
I mean, you talk about Linsanity. I mean,
Right.
what was that? What was they doing?
Man, Jeremy Lin,
pick and
honestly,
roll.
he should still be in the league. Yeah,
It was the pick and roll.
it was the pick and roll.
You know,
So,
D'Antonio used the pick and roll. I mean, this was his signature.
Yep. He ran that thing to his heart, man. He ran that thing, man. He ran that thing to his heart. He was like, Nash, get the ball, get down there as fast as you can, and don't you pass that ball until you threaten the rim. And most teams can't deal with that constant running all game. Right? Steve Nash, think about how many times Steve Nash would dribble the ball under the rim and not even look at the rim. Steve Nash just dribble the ball underneath the rim and keep on going, and the big man be hopping like any second, like he's gonna shoot. Yeah, man. And then he coming out the other side, and Sean Marion will be doing the UCLA cut, and Steve Nash just bounce past to Sean Marion, and Sean Marion would finish on top of somebody. Right? It's just, yeah, man, a beautiful thing to watch. Yeah, just a beautiful thing to watch, man. Yeah, man.
Well, I mean, if you look at this Knicks potential starting five, I mean, it's a pretty good starting five. I don't know if Tibbs is the coach for this starting five, but it's a starting five that can compete, you know, with a lot of teams. So,
ultimately, who's the guy though?
Well, for right now, you know, DM would have to be the guy.
Mark Jackson.
Mark Jackson?
Oh, you're talking about as the coach? As the coach?
Yeah.
I could see that, but you know, for some reason, the Knicks don't want to pull the trigger with Mark Jackson. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is, but they just.
I mean, I know a lot of people talking about Bryant, obviously, but he's the hot name.
So was Fizdale at one time.
Yeah, I don't know. Oops.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know how much tradition, you know, the Mark Jackson thing would be. You know, that would be nice. You know, but you know, when does that?
But what are you, coach? What are you looking for, though? Ultimately, that's the question. The question is okay. So if the
a coach that understands that we're obviously going to be a strong two guard team, aka, you know, look at kind of what Portland was, but I think we're going to have a better three pieces than CJ and Dame had. You know, so I don't know. I think we could be almost just as good or better version of what they had rocking there. You know.
Okay.
Because that's what they kind of remind me of.
Do you have the pieces in place to be that right now, though?
I mean, without Spida?
Yeah.
Hell no.
Without. Just you got to lay the framework. Like, okay, so if that's what it is, right? So
if we don't have Spider, then we got to go. We got to dedicate more to the defensive side of the ball, like we did that first year of Tibbs. Like we got to be better as a team. Not that we were 100% bad last year, but you know, like we got to convince these young dudes, hey, we're going to use your youthful, exuberance and dedicate ourselves to some hustle and decent defense. That's how you're going to play more Quentin and IQ and Cam, like dedication to defense. So I don't know. But then Tibbs is all right. But you bring in Spider, I think we're not going to need, at the very least, an offensive friendly coach. I'm not saying at least to help Tibbs if he's going to be sticking around.
Yo, that's what I'm saying. There's a lot of questions, man. Because there are a lot of questions, man.
I can't say that Tibbs isn't the coach to get you over the hump. I can't say that, but history has just shown that if you have, I don't know if he's a championship coach. I don't know. And I'm not saying the Knicks is ready to win a championship as soon as they get Donovan Mitchell. I'm not saying that at all. No.
Right.
But
I'm saying the Tibbs bump is real.
Yeah, I mean, to me, it's just like, I hate to keep us always making NFL analogies, but I mean, there's head coaches in the league that have a defensive mindset, and the head coach or defensive guys that they like to play on the defensive side, and then get themselves an offensive coordinator that runs that part of the team. And I think that could be, not that Tibbs has no offense credibility either, but he's obviously a defensive specialist. But I would assume, like, who's the guy on his staff now that takes the reins of the offense? Is there somebody?
I don't know.
Yeah.
And so the reason why I say I don't know is because I don't think Tibbs has had the personnel to
be judged properly.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm sorry to finish your sentence.
Have y'all seen Tibbs with a dynamic point guard since he's been here?
Hell no.
But we have seen him with a dynamic point guard.
But and you saw the success of that team, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but that team had a ceiling,
Yeah, that ceiling was called LeBron, Dwayne Wade, and Chris Bosh.
Yeah, but the ceiling was, oops, my knees hurt.
That's true.
That was the real ceiling, because, bro, that team was coming, bro. They were still really young.
They were really young. They had a rookie, Taj Gibson. They had a
Joaquin,
a Noah,
Ben Gordon, Luol Deng when he was actually
Carlos Boozer.
Yep, like Deng was like a poor man's like freaking Kawhi or something back then. Like, I'm not that he was that, but he had those abilities. But he fell off, obviously.
He was a homeless man's Kawhi.
Yeah,
he was
But like, he had that kind of game, that mid-range-ish, but hit the paint once in a while.
Yeah.
But and he could play some defense. Now that team, like, they were giving them a problem.
Yeah. Yeah. Bro, I ain't even gonna lie to you. I think before we throw Tibbs completely away, completely, let's at least consider what he had to work with since he's been here.
Right.
Has he had a real all-star? Do y'all consider Randle a real all-star?
I consider Randle
That year for sure.
all-star ability.
All-star ability, right? Me too.
You know,
I mean, if you just took names down and just put his production and what power forwards are supposed to do, like numbers wise, I mean, it's hard to name 5 other power forwards in this league that have had better numbers than him over the last 5 years.
Right.
I mean, I don't care what people want to say. I mean, you just put numbers up there, you're gonna be like, oh man, who's this guy?
Right.
You know.
But it's our guy.
Yeah.
Right. Right. So that's what I'm asking you is Randle legit an all-star transcendent player? Can Randle do it by himself? And if he's not, is it really fair to judge Tibbs based on Randle's performances? When Julius Randle is your best player, is it fair to judge Tibbs? Now, also, if that's the case, why are we judging Tibbs and Randle and not judging the front office? Right? If that's the case, if the case is well, you know, what are we doing? Blah blah blah. Randle, boom boom boom. We got to consider the whole thing. What have we been doing the last 2 years?
well, the whole Obi thing is because of Randle. I mean, the front office when they came in, I think they had decided, you know, we need to move on from that dude.
Right. From Randle, right?
Yeah, from Randle. Hence, you know, drafting Obi.
Right.
That's the only reason you draft Obi. I mean, why else would you do that?
Why else would you do it? Amen.
I mean, maybe they felt it was Randall insurance. I mean, maybe they thought that first year was a fluke. I mean,
no, I really think that they had decided, you know, we need to package this dude in some sort of a deal or something. But then, you know, nobody expected, you know, Randle to play out of his mind, you know.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the thing is, obviously that was a magical year, but it's not that far off what he's been doing already.
Yeah.
No, it is. I mean,
the production really as far as, I'm just saying, like in the end, like if you look at the numbers on his stat line 20 years from now, and you look at that year, it ain't that big of a bump. I mean, his percentages, I think, you know, a little bit, but not much.
Not really, but the effect that he had on the team.
Well, right. But was that Randle giving that effect, or was that Tibbs?
No, that was Randle.
Effect on the role players that we had that were playing D, and they were hitting crazy threes and shots, like Reggie Bullock, and you know.
You could say that it was a combination, but I think it was more Randle. Randle was playing a way that I never even imagined that he could play.
Oh yeah, man, he was making.
He was throwing
low
passes.
Low percentage shots.
I was shocked at the passes that this guy was throwing.
Right.
I mean, and he was making shots. He was like making shots. Like when he shot, I'm like, oh no, and then they'll go in. And I'm like, ooh.
Yeah. So I was gonna say, man, I was gonna say this about Randle also, man. When it comes to Randle and that dream season, it wasn't just Randle. RJ Barrett shot 40% from 3. Reggie Bullock in the last 30 and the last 20 games of that season. Right? The last 20 games of that season, the Knicks were 16-4. Part due to the offensive explosion of Reggie Bullock.
Yeah.
But you know something, Freezy? I really think because the way Randle played at the beginning of the year, it gave everybody else a little bit more confidence.
Right.
You know, it made everybody else a little bit of a better player, especially in the second half, because that's when the Knicks really took off. When everybody thought that the Knicks was going to be in trouble because of that second half schedule.
Right.
They really took off. And I think it was due to the fact that, you know, Randle had instilled confidence in a lot of the players.
It was we
got to remember that's when Derrick Rose started playing more too, though.
Yes, that's true too. Yes.
So
that is definitely true. Derrick Rose was playing a way that
right.
I was just, you know, and I was just, you know, I was amazed that, you know, he was not doing that in Detroit at all.
I think Derrick Rose just played when he felt like it. I had to be honest with you. I just think Derrick Rose.
Apparently, yeah.
I just think whenever he feel like playing, he play. Whenever he don't, he sit out.
I mean, maybe that's just his body telling him that, though. There's some days he's feeling like that, and some days.
Oh, coach disappeared.
Because when the trade happened,
you
know, my first thing was, you know, why are we trading for Derrick Rose? You know, quickly starting to come on a little bit.
Yeah.
He was impressive. And I was like, that's just going to take minutes from him. And it did the opposite.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so.
I agree with you on that. I did like quickly. I think, though, I did think quickly was slowing down.
Plus I think, like, at first when we got Rose, you know, then all of a sudden Tibbs was like, "Oh man, we make a little run here. Can I count on this kid, or do I gotta count on Rose for this?" You know, it was like a comfort level thing for him.
Right.
Is Quickly rumored to be in this deal?
I don't know, man. I don't know.
I would rather lose Quickly than Obi.
Oi.
And look, and I know that's you know, I know that's not. I'm not a Quickly fan, so.
Well, losing getting Donovan Mitchell makes losing Quickly a lot easier to take. Obviously,
easier to a pillow swallow.
Yeah.
I'm not a Quickly.
But see what happens. I think I'm more of a fan of keeping IQ and his abilities are suited better by playing behind someone like Mitchell and being counted on as a 6th man, 7th man kind of guy.
Right.
Because that's what I feel he's perfect for. That's just what I've always kind of felt of him. You know.
Well, if Donovan Mitchell can get Emmanuel Quickly to make an open layup in a game, then you know what? then you know. So be it.
For it, right?
So be it. Yeah. Because that dude will not go to the back. That is just so annoying, man. That guy will not drive to the basket. They could just make a procession for that guy. Just go ahead, do it, and he still won't do it. It's just so annoying you know. I'm not a fan.
And the thing is, it's not that he doesn't have the ability.
Right. Because late in the season, you saw Quickly go to the rim more.
Yeah.
Right? Without RJ, without Mitch, without Randle.
Yeah, and I was like, well, where's this? And I'm like, why ain't you been doing this before? You know, that's what I kept thinking when I would see it. I'm like,
yeah, and the reason why was because the ball was in Quickly's hands more, and he could take more risk because there were not ball hogs clogging up the offense.
Right.
If you want to be honest.
Yeah.
Now, how does this impact Quentin Grimes though?
I think he's definitely a part of the deal, no matter what.
Really?
I think so.
Yeah, see it. And see that. I don't. I'd rather give up Quickly and Obi and keep Quentin Grimes. That's just me. Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's not that I don't want him. I just think Utah. That's someone they want.
Yeah. Yeah,
for sure. And
there's a lot of teams. Atlanta wanted him.
Yeah. And the Cam Reddish deal.
Yeah.
And to me, if they're willing to get Grimes with what they got there left, it would have to be IQ too. You know, if they're giving up Mitchell, I mean, I guess they can play Jordan Clarkson in that role now. But
You think the Knicks are looking to get Jordan Clarkson back in return also?
I wouldn't be mad at that.
I mean, yeah, I wouldn't be mad at that either.
Yeah.
I mean, but if we were to get him, we would definitely be getting for the money to add up. Rose or Fournier have to be part of that.
Fournier got it. If you're getting Clarkson, you can't have Fournier and Clarkson on the court.
Yeah, they can never be on the court at the same time ever.
You can't have those.
Ever, bro. You can't. Can you imagine? Can you imagine? Can you imagine what a Cam Reddish?
Oh my.
I can't say. I'm sorry. Obi Toppin, Evan Fournier, Jordan Clarkson lineup would look like.
You'd have fans coming down scoring.
right. A lineup where it's Obi Toppin, Jordan Clarkson, Evan Fournier, bro. Come on, man. Now it's just borderline bananas. You know what I'm saying? It's just borderline bananas, bro. Like how bad your defense is gonna look.
Oh
you know?
Man.
See, that's why I like that.
Tibbs would just quit.
Yeah, he just quit on the spot, and I wouldn't blame him.
That's why when you talk about that Vanderbilt tease, I like that one. That's the one I like.
Yeah, I think, man, if the Knicks get Jared Vanderbilt, Obi Toppin is definitely.
I'm not too familiar with Jared Vanderbilt. What type of a player is he?
He is a high energy rebounder defender with offensive upside athlete.
Yeah.
So imagine Obi, except the defensive and rebounding version.
So he's like a Robert Williams?
No, he'd be more like a
kind of like a dang, I'm trying to think.
Yeah, I'm trying to think too. Kind of like a
like the kid on Chicago?
No. Patrick Williams. Patrick Williams is going to be Kawhi Leonard. I don't even want to compare nobody to Patrick Williams.
Patrick Williams is going to be Kawhi Leonard.
Yes.
Wow.
But book it.
Oh,
bro.
wow.
Book it. You can. Yeah. Yeah.
That's a hot take, Breezy.
Hey, but check that. Hey, think about this. With all the moves Chicago did, right? All the moves Chicago did. You notice they didn't trade Patrick Williams. Think about it. They traded Markkanen. They traded Wendell Carter. They let a whole bunch of dudes go, right? But you know who they kept? Patrick Williams.
Yeah, when they picked him fourth, right?
In front of Obi.
I was shocked. They picked him fourth.
Yes, bro. This dude is okay. Those dudes, those Kawhi Leonard type dudes that have. So Patrick Williams can't shoot, right? But neither could Kawhi when he first came in.
That's true.
But with Patrick, man, these Patrick Williams, DeAndre Hunter type dudes, bro, you don't know how valuable they are until you play against them, right? We don't have one, so we don't know how valuable they are, right? Because we want RJ Barrett to be our uber athletic wing defender, do it all, everything. But guess what? RJ Barrett is not. Uber athletic wing defender too hard. You know what I'm saying?
He's not. No.
Yeah. So man, these dudes that are like these Mikal Bridges,
But that
Patrick
should have been
Williams.
Cam Reddish, though.
It should have.
That should be Cam Reddish.
Should be. If I'm the Knicks, I would. Man, listen. If I'm the Knicks, I'm going down trying to get that guy. It's the reason why last night I mentioned OG Anunoby.
Yeah.
You need these big, strong, physical. So I'm gonna assume that both of you guys are over 30, right? I'm just gonna assume it. I don't know for sure. I'm gonna just assume
Keep going higher. Go higher.
I'm gonna just assume that both of y'all
over 30. Yeah, well.
I'm just gonna assume that both of y'all turned 30 this year, right?
We're on the wrong side of 30.
Okay, right. But what I'm getting at is every championship team that you've seen in the past 50 years had that guy on their roster. And some teams had 2 or 3 of them, right? The 6'7", 6'8" guy that could defend, dribble and pass, but was mostly athletic and could do all the other little things, right? Like for instance, he could never be, if we use the let's say elementary school, let's use the elementary school model, right? These guys were never the math teacher or the English teacher, because those are the topics that were the 2 most important. But they were definitely the English teacher. Definitely the science teacher or the computer teacher. You know what I'm saying? Or the gym teacher, right? And so what I'm getting at is for every Steph Curry that you see Andre Iguodala. Or for every Michael Jordan, you see a Scottie Pippen.
Yeah.
For every Michael Jordan, you have like a James Worthy-ish type of 6'8", 6'9" combo guy. And you know what I'm saying? But the Knicks don't have one and hadn't had one in forever, so we don't know what that guy looks like. Because even when we get a 6'8" guy, it turns out to be a scoring machine.
Well, that's what Vanderbilt is like. He's a 6'9", and he's athletic, bro. He's
a ball of energy, bro.
Yeah. And he averaged 9 rebounds a game last year, 8.9. I just looked it up.
What? How many points did he average? So
only 6.8. But hey,
but so that you know what that tells you, right? He values what more than what?
Yep. And that's the guy. You need guys like that on the team,
right? Right.
And especially he's athletic enough to cover wing guys.
And some bigs, not all bigs.
Yeah, and he's long enough, because he's a little skinny, but
right.
Trust me, if he's part of, bro, I remember reading something about him. Is he won his district title in the 100 and 200.
And guess what his defensive rating is?
Probably pretty good.
103.7. That's better than Marcus Smart and Quentin Grimes.
Damn. How old
That's
is
better
he?
than Marcus Smart. And then he's only 214 pounds. He weighs the same amount as RJ Barrett.
Yeah. That's crazy.
And he's 6'9".
And he's 6'9". Yeah. Jump out the gym. Ball of energy.
How old is he?
He should be Kevin Knox's age. How old is Knox? 23. Because he was at Kentucky with Kevin Knox.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Think about this. Y'all remember Hamidou Diallo, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Hamidou Diallo. So Kentucky had a team. Hamidou Diallo and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander in the backcourt.
They were long
and
as
then
hell.
they had Kevin Knox and Jared Vanderbilt as forwards.
They were long as hell.
Right. And guess who was doing the primary ball handling for that team?
Kevin Knox.
Kevin Knox.
Yep.
That's
Kevin Knox was doing the primary ball.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Up until the SEC tournament. Kevin Knox was the primary ball handler, getting them in and out of offense because Shai Gilgeous-Alexander took too long to learn.
Mm-hmm.
But by the time the tournament got here, SGA was a player. Right. And if you remember the year before that, Kentucky's backcourt left for the NBA, and both were drafted in the top 15.
Yeah.
Y'all know who they? Y'all remember their backcourt, right? De'Aaron Fox and Malik Monk.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So this is supposed to be rebuilding season for Kentucky. You know what I'm saying? Oh, man, listen, man, don't get me started about, man, look, man. Yeah, I love basketball, bro.
I thought Kevin Knox, man, was going to be one of them, bro.
Kevin
really
Knox should have
did.
been. Kevin Knox should have been, man. I think Knox got to be. He went to the wrong team, expecting too much
At the wrong time.
with a bad coach and a sucky organization, and now everybody's gone. The dude that drafted him is gone. The dude that coached him is gone, and he gone.
You know, a lot can be said about. Just think of how many careers were ruined by our front office.
Right, that's what we were
like,
saying.
like some of these people, like if they start, like even if Kevin Knox came in at this moment, you know, what we got going on right now, he could have flourished a lot differently. I think.
Man, you don't think we could have used an athletic shooter?
Yeah.
We could use an athletic shooter right now.
I'll be honest with you. I still don't think Knox ain't 100% done.
No, I don't think he does.
But he's a terrible defender, though. Knox was a bad defender.
Very young still.
Yeah, he's not explosive at all. He's slow.
Yeah.
That's the knock on him. He's not quick twitch.
But his shot, though, you get that thing going sometimes.
And he's slow and frail, right? And mentally, he's not the strongest. So you combine all that stuff with New York City, and a bad organization. Man, he was doing the failed since the night they drafted him. I was like, it's over for this kid. So they drafted him. I knew it because I saw him at Kentucky. Now, Emmanuel Quickly, however, Quickly is the opposite. I think Quickly is built for this. And I don't think people understand. I don't think people understand what being tough means. Being tough don't mean, you know what I'm saying, I can open a bottle with my mouth. You know, well, sometimes I do. I did that.
Yeah.
I did that. But what I'm saying is when you, man, I saw Tom Thibodeau cut, man. I saw Tom Thibodeau cuss out Emmanuel Quickly. You know how you watching something, you want to turn your head like, geez, golly. Tibbs, calm down.
Yeah, but Quickly takes that.
Yeah. You know what Quickly did when Tibbs cussed him out and all that stuff? You know what Tibbs did? He looked him in the eye and was like, that's all you got? And when Tibbs turned around to walk away, he slapped Tibbs on the ass.
Yeah.
Yo, Quickly is crazy, sir.
Yeah.
Quickly is crazy. Can you imagine how tough-minded you are? I mean, that's all you got. Yo, that's like a Van Damme movie.
Well, I'm pretty sure he was cussed out every other day by Calipari because let me tell you, that dude.
I heard Calipari cuss him out one time too. Because I live in South, so Ice One, in case you don't know, I live in South Carolina, right? So I used to work in Columbia. So if somebody was coming to town, I didn't go to all the Gamecock games. So I don't want the people to think that I saw every Gamecock basketball game ever. Nah. But when people came to town, like Kentucky, Arkansas, Auburn, Alabama, Florida, I would try to go to the game because I would just be getting off work at the same time the game would be starting. So I go over. I heard Calipari, man. I heard Calipari pull Tyrese Maxey and Emmanuel Quickly to the side, bro. And man, I saw him cuss out Ashton Higgins, and I knew right then Ashton Higgins wasn't gonna be nothing. Because Calipari cussed out Ashton Higgins for
he
like
folded up.
Yep, he ain't got it, bro. He ain't got it. You know what I'm saying? Calipari, but then he went over and cussed out Maxey and Quickly. And while Calipari was cussing them two out, they was talking to each other. Yes, and coach like, y'all hear me? And they're like, yeah. They was talking to each other. I was like, yo, these two dudes are tough, right? That's why when people ask me, they're like, yo, how you feel about Obi? I'm like, I like Obi, but I can kind of take him or leave him. Because I don't know if he got that. I don't know if he have that.
Yeah.
Coach, you know what it is?
Who was in his ear at where the hell he played? Where did he play again?
Dayton.
Yeah.
He was, he was supposed to go to Alabama.
Yeah.
He's supposed to go to Alabama. It would have been if you could imagine Obi Toppin at Alabama with Colin Sexton and Herb Jones.
Never saw the ball.
Bro, never. But Obi,
maybe he would have learned how to rebound then.
Well, maybe.
All them shots going up.
Maybe.
One way he was gonna get the ball.
Yeah, bro, I'm telling, man, I saw Tibbs when we was at, man. The other thing too with another dude, I tell you, who is mentally tough, so tough that it don't make sense is RJ. Man, Atlanta, like it was a TV timeout, right? Atlanta had went on.
Right? You don't play, bro.
Yeah, man, they would the Atlanta crowd. RJ Barrett had missed like 5 shots in a row, right? And the thing go to a TV timeout, ABC broadcast team all over the floor, and the team huddled up, whatever. We up in the suite, we looking, and State Farm Arena is doing this stupid chant, RJ Barrett, RJ Barrett, because he missed like 5 shots in a row, right? So they come back out of the timeout, right? They double team Randle, they kick it in the corner, gets to who? RJ Barrett, and RJ Barrett takes the 3 and misses. And State Farm Arena is like, they giving him the business, man. They giving him the business, and they come back down. I think Burks get a steal, kick it out in the corner to guess who? RJ Barrett. And RJ Barrett take the 3 and hit it. And I'm like, bro, most human beings would never have gone to that corner again. Are you serious? If that was Obi, Obi wouldn't have went back to that corner.
Oh, Obi definitely wouldn't have went to that corner.
No, come on, bro. State Farm Arena, because it was about 50-50, right? And most times I go to State Farm Arena, it'd be about 65-35. 65% Knicks fans, 35% Hawks fans. Right, but for the playoffs, Hawks fans showed up. Right, whatever. They was giving RJ. They was calling RJ name, bro. It's like okay, so it's 18,000 people. So think about 8,000 people screaming that, doing that super chant, RJ Barrett, and RJ's shot was off, right? And they just calling RJ name, and he keep taking the shot over and over, like it don't mean nothing. This ain't nothing. Like RJ Barrett got like some kind of cage fighter mentality where adversity don't even matter. Like RJ, how'd you feel about the adversity you facing? Adversity? No, I was just playing my game. Bro, you didn't hear 18,000 people mocking you? Bro. For the other dudes, Randle, Obi, all these other dudes, bro, I swear, I don't know. I don't think they can take it, bro.
No, let me tell you, it's easy to take Randle out.
Right. I know.
Yeah, Randle's not really built for playing in New York. I mean, he's doing it, but he's not built for
I think he wanted too much, bro. I think he wanted too much. Right? I think he wanted too much. Like, I think he live and die by it. Like, if it don't go his way, you could see emotionally he break down.
Yeah.
Like, Randall's only time Randall's built for New York is when things are going pretty good.
Yep.
Y'all remember this dude named Mean Joe Green?
Well, I don't remember him. I heard of him. I don't remember him.
Yeah. I'll give you another. Y'all remember the Miami linebacker Brian Cox?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Y'all remember Brian Cox when Miami would lose and Brian Cox would have a meltdown and they have to walk him off the field because he wanted to win so bad. He wanted to win so bad that when he lost, he didn't know how to deal with it. When he didn't get his way, he didn't know how to deal with it. That's what I think Julius Randle is not in the Brian Cox way, but in the emotional, I got a point to prove to everybody way. That's what I think Randle is.
But Randle's is not after the game; it's during the game.
Yeah, that's what I mean. That's what I mean. Like during the game, like if stuff, man, look, bro.
Well, see, that's where I think even if Mitchell doesn't come, Brunson fixes a lot of his frustration. You know, I don't think he's not. It's hard for a lot of Randle haters to agree with this and admit this, but a lot of his frustration was just he had no help. Not much, you know what I'm saying? I mean, that first year he felt like, you know, Bullock was doing a little something, RJ was doing a little something.
Right.
You know, when D Rose came in, he was doing something. And then this last year, he's like, all right, got a point guard supposedly. And all of a sudden that didn't work out. And RJ was feeling a little more confident and shooting, keeping the ball a little more. It wasn't as efficient. You know, and then all of a sudden the walls are closing in. And, you know, D Rose ain't there to save the day.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And then I don't know. Not to make an excuse for him. It's fine that he can be weak mentally when it comes to that. But if he gets given these little opportunities that he has this year to take some of the burden off, and he doesn't flourish, and he still has meltdowns or problems, then he's a problem.
Right.
You know.
Right.
So until then, I can't make that like final judgment on him just for the one season of that.
Okay.
Well, there's actually been 2 seasons of it, but I understand.
But he didn't show that. No one had that complaint of him the first season.
No, the first season, everybody wanted him gone after that first season.
Yeah.
Everybody wanted Julius Randle gone.
Not everybody, but a lot of people.
Yeah.
Well,
The majority of people wanted him gone. Yeah.
Was it because of the whole season though, or was it because he disappeared in that series?
No, the season before that. See, you're thinking about.
It was a lot of stuff that contributed to it. For one, Knicks fans were frustrated that we didn't get KD and Kyrie. Right.
Oh yeah.
That the fact that we didn't get KD and Kyrie, our consolation prize was Julius Randle and Bobby Portis and Marcus Morris.
10 power forwards. That was the consolation prize.
Right. And then not only did you not get them, you signed 5 dudes that played RJ Barrett position.
That's when I knew Steve Mills had to go.
When he was an idiot. Yeah. They signed Bullock, Ellington, all this. Man, it was just a mess, right? And then the thing is, we were losing close games because the coach was not a great end-game tactician, right? And then so it's just a bunch of stuff. It was just. But guys, listen, I gotta wrap up. I gotta go so I can work on some stuff. I got an early morning meeting, man. I appreciate y'all for hanging out with me, man. Chat, man. Thank y'all for hanging out with me, man. I'll see y'all, man. The conversation that was definitely dope. We're gonna do vibes and stuff tomorrow about 8:45, and then the next morning drive. Sometime after that, probably about 11, we have conference calls. I got, as far as work related stuff, I have conference calls that push everything back, and so we'll probably get started a little later. But y'all know the Wednesday routine. Y'all already know the Wednesday routine. So thank y'all for coming through. Thank y'all for hanging out with me, man. I will holler at y'all in the AM.
All right, Freezy, take it easy.
Yeah, thank you, man, for hanging out too.